Welcome back. Time to search for clues on the culprit. It's past regular lunchtime already, as opposed to irregular lunchtime. I decide to explore the surroundings as planned. Investigating the murder site already wasted some time this morning. I should settle for one place in particular today. Alright, where should I investigate? Alright. So this time we have a place to look at. We're on day 5. River, forest, school, lake, abandoned village. So I think so far we already looked at the village, and we were just at the school technically. River? Let's check out the river. Yes. Go. Oh, that's right. We have to pick. There's several places. Swamp. The fishing shed we can't go to. I guess because we've already done it. The fishing warehouse and the old shipyard. The old shipyard. It sounds fascinating. I arrive at the river. The river's pungent smell seeps into the fog. That's very descriptive. The stench lingers in the sticky air. I take a deep breath and start looking around. All sorts of junk and clutter is strewn about, a clear sign of people having been here recently. All right then, I'll take a closer look. It's investigation time. What's this little square down the bottom? I don't know, but there's a thing next to it. There's a lot of clutter and junk. Ew, jeez. I take a deep breath and start digging through the clutter. After a little searching around, I find a magazine that's still in good condition. Satanism! Monthly Satanism. That's print media in the 21st century for ya. Someone must have thrown it away here. I take the magazine with me. It might be worth reading. Lore. Okay, let's look around. What's this? There are a lot of books, most of them are no interest. Though most aren't worth a closer look, one of the books stands out. Ooh, the cover shows a gloomy design. This one's titled Tracking the Witch. Yes, even I have heard of it, despite not having any interest in the occult at all. It's absurd to think a witch was supposedly behind the impeachment of our former president. Oh. Originally planned as a series comprising 7 volumes, it was banned after the release of Volume 1. This is the 2nd volume. Ooh. It cannot be obtained through normal, legal channels. I think this is important evidence. I put the book in my bag. We have forbidden literature. Let's go. What's in the box? What's in the box? There's a wooden box. I reach out to open it. Huh? The box's lid looks easy to open at first glance, but there are nails embedded in it that make the task much harder than assumed. I take a deep breath and then lift the lid with every ounce of strength I've got. Oh, okay. We've got a mini game. I've never seen this before. Click, click, furious clicking. Yeah, tear it off. Click, click, click. Got it. I can hear the wood splintering and breaking apart. Covered in sweat, I take a look the box. I take a look the box, indeed. All right. It's a book with a lot of dirt on it. Titled Vampire Investigation Records, Volume 5. The Hit Book. It's a collection of records kept by a genuine vampire hunter. Not those fakes, a real one. I wonder what sort of info this vampire hunter kept. In any case, it's bound to be of great help to me. I put it in my bag. It appears to be an important piece of evidence. They should add more mini games like that. Like instead of just constantly clicking around, now I can furiously click. What's on the boat? Oh, I find a magazine that someone apparently discarded here. Monthly Maxine, a magazine focusing on the occult and on ghost stories. But why does the ghost have a bikini on? I have questions. It's of questionable usefulness, but I should grab it anyway. Alright, should I keep looking around? Yes. There's a pile of broken, miscellaneous junk. I take a close look, but there's nothing of note. I stand back up. Alright. Another box. What's in the other box? A paper box. There are stacks of paper piled with no clear order. While rummaging through the papers, one in particular stands out. It's a handwritten text by one of the village's leaders. Maybe there's useful info to be gained regarding the village. I fold the paper and take it with me. Alright, should I keep looking around? Apparently not, because we've just been thrown out. That's all for now. Fair enough. I took too long. I should go before the villagers find out. Okay, so we got lore. It's time to dig in. I take a look at what I've gathered. 2 pieces of monster information, as well as 3 village logs. Good. I should give all of this a careful read. And indeed we will. I like the lore. The lore is fun. Alright, having finished dinner, I return to my room. Phew. As always, my first order of business is cozying up under my blanket. A very based decision. This is the only moment of the day where I can catch my breath. It's important to give oneself a break every now and then. You said it. Everything about this place sucks. I lament and audibly vent my frustration into my blanket. While lying down, a face pops up in my mind. Is that of her, highlighted, who I've met here in Hope Hill. I wonder why I'm thinking of her specifically. Is it because I think she's the human? Or is it just a sign of me having grown attached to her? Come to think of it, there's been a 3rd murder. I'm sure that, considering the circumstances, I could appear suspicious in their eyes as well. It is important to figure out who the human is, but building trust with that person is paramount to my survival. I stand up. I should spend the rest of the evening with her. Oh, do we have to actually pick now? What the heck? But my case clues. I've not finished reading. This is a lot to take in all at once. Let's read the records first. Let's do that. Alright, Vampire Investigation Records 5. Peter was gone when I woke up this morning. We searched frantically until midday when we finally found his body. He was dead, his pierced corpse displayed on an altar. This is the vampire's preferred way of killing. We are in its territory. Another good man lost to this foul shade. Jane broke down in tears, holding Peter's body. Carl and me silently stood by. With our hearts broken, we recovered his lifeless body. I should have seen the signs. Peter was being possessed by the vampire. All this time, I thought his pained moans at night were because of his arm. He endured the vampire's curse for so long before his mind finally broke. Neither of us were able to eat anything. It was not until sunset that I finally ate some dry bread, but I threw it up shortly thereafter. I'm tired. I should rest properly. Oh, my dear beloved wife, please grant me strength. Carl was gone when I awoke this morning. He left a letter. In it, he wrote that he would abandon the hunt and return to his hometown. The journey had pushed him to his breaking point. I could never blame him for that. However, it angers me to have lost valuable manpower now that the target is within reach. Overwhelmed by emotions, I tore up the letter. Jane says she will stay and see it all through to the end. I know how strongly she feels about Peter's death. I checked our weapons with her this evening. There is only one way to end this now. Jane summons the vampire, and I pierce his rotten heart from behind. Failure means death. After sunset, yet another summoning attempt failed. I feel like we're missing something crucially important. We have to start over from the beginning. We are running out of time. Okay, so the vampire pierces the summoner's body. Alright, we got some new witch records. Okay, in the author's words, while many people still remember the political power scandal that happened in South Korea, Few remember the fact that people were actually killed. This is the story of a witch's deeds within the Blue House, a story now famous as an urban legend, as well as a true story of tragedy that I experienced myself. In memory of my love, Hyun Chol Shin, and Hon Young Ji, forever remembered. Because of the strange nature of Hyun Chol's death, a lot of gossip circulated in the Blue House the next few days. However, not a single word about the death of a Blue House employee was shared by the media. Only a short article stating a man in his 30s was found dead. People kept talking about the Blue House curse, but not for long. Orders were given not to talk about Hyun Chol's death so as not to disrupt work atmosphere. Over time, Hyun Chol's name was slowly forgotten even by his closest colleagues. In an ironic, cruel twist of fate, I was tasked with processing Hyun Chol's documents. Nobody around here knew we had been a couple. Before his death, Hyun Chol had scribbled the word witch on most of his documents, so it would be my job to erase that. A simple task, though it tore me apart inside, having to erase the last traces of my dead lover with my own hands. While reviewing his employee records, I noticed strange writings on some documents. I'd never seen something like that before. No keyboard could write such characters, so it had to have been a picture file. According to Hyun Chol's notes, this writing was in Samont. I found notes saying that only malevolent witches speak this language, which meant having to be extremely cautious. I had found something extraordinary. Without knowing its meaning, I secretly copied the writing on my USB stick. From that day on, I started going to the library after work every single day. I was curious to learn about the language, about this supposed witch, and if all these things had a tangible connection to Hyun Chol's death. I even spent all my free time at home reading through whatever I could find. I managed to gather useful information. The language Hyun Chol had been investigating was an old demon tongue of sorts. I was confused. How did Hyun Chol stumble upon this, and why did he get involved? Alright, so the witch also speaks Samont. Alright, that's all of these anyway. Alright, well, still gotta pick a lady. What are we doing? Timid, introverted. You know what? Let's just go with Sumi. She's still the one I'm thinking of so far. Like I could be terribly wrong. We really haven't had a chance to talk to that many of them. But I don't know. It's Sumi, maybe Hana. Then I really don't think it's her. Nutty, it's absolutely not her. She is definitely the succubus. Mina, the vampire, I still reckon she's the vampire. Alright, Sumi, screw it. Spit on me. Okay, I should go see Sumi. The abandoned school has already become synonymous with someone who's tough to deal with. Excuse me, my voice still hasn't recovered. A self-centered personality, a hard-to-talk-to attitude, and no effort to hide her disinterest in me. I can't imagine she's had it easy in life up until this point. There is also that diary I found. The biggest clue in it is that a young student named Sumi Che attended this school back in 1979. The child named Sumi from the diary would be a middle-aged woman by now, so she can't be the same person as the one I know. That honestly doesn't leave that many possibilities. First, they happen to have the same name. Second, the Sumi Che I know is using someone else's name. Third, a non-human being is imitating a person named Sumi who existed in the past. I don't really like any of these. Understandable. I scratch my head and walk towards the spot where Sumi usually hangs out. I still wonder whether I should bring up this diary when I talk to her. I can't see Sumi anywhere. This being her usual spot, I automatically figured she'd be here. Now I'm standing here on my own, looking all lost and confused. Could she be inside the actual school building? My eyes shift towards the abandoned school. Come to think of it, she lost her key inside the office, so she's been in there before. I head for the school and step inside. No trouble in sight so far. I'll just have a quick look around that office again. There's a terrible mess in this office. The whole office is still just as messy as last time. I head straight for the cabinet where the students' diaries are. Alright, give me some law. I go through the whole pile. I'm looking for anything belonging to Gunsuk Park. Gunsuk Park. Gunsuk Park. Yep, there we go. Fortunately, it doesn't take too long for me to find Gunsuk's diary. I wonder if there's more. I search through the rest of the pile, but I can't find anything with Gunsuk's name on it. Looks like this'll have to do for now. I ignore the other diaries and carefully open the one with Gunsuk's name on it. Or rather, I try to. Nani? Footsteps? Yes, those are definitely footsteps. Is there someone other than me snooping around? Uh-oh. I stuff the diary into my bag and nervously crouch under a desk. I concentrate on the footsteps while holding my breath. Silence. They've stopped. My heart's racing, my adrenaline's on overdrive. And then... Oh, it's just her. I hear a cute sneeze. The number one most unfitting sound for such a bleak environment. I peek out my head and look over the desk. I can see Sumi right in front of the office's door, which I had left open. Sumi's sneezing and sniffling from breathing in all the dust around here. She takes out a papery talisman, wipes her nose with it, and throws it on the floor. That's gross. I'm not gonna lie, that's gross. I wonder if it's really okay to use these things like that. She's using the hitogata as a tissue. It's hard on my back, but I crawl out from underneath the desk and get up. Yo, Sumi!
왜 거기서?
Why are you here? Good question. I came to see you when you weren't at your usual spot. So I started looking for you.
날 보러 왔다?
You came to see me? What are you doing here?
그건 알 필요 없고.
You don't need to know that. You tell him.
정말 나 보러 왔어?
Are you really here to see me? Huh? Yes, of course I am.
그럼 나 좀 도와줘.
Then help me. I'm sorry? Are my ears playing tricks on me? Did Sumi actually ask me for help just now? Sure, I guess. What can I help you with?
따라와.
Follow me. Giving me the order to follow, Sumi starts taking the lead. Direct, rude, and unruly. Same as always. Yet it feels like something has changed. Something's different. Are we friends now? Sumi still has a limp while walking. Looks like her injuries haven't fully healed yet. It's been like 10 minutes. Walking around in that state while carrying a bag as heavy as hers must have been really painful and strenuous. I reach for Sumi's bag. Give me that. Sumi hands me the bag without a word. What a highly unusual reaction. I was right about something feeling different this time. We're in! I pick up Sumi's heavy bag and try to make sense of this sudden change in behaviour. Alright, supposing she's the human, we can escape! By the way, where are we going? If she's not the human, then we're probably just going to die. Why does that concern you? You asked me to help, right? That means I should probably know what I'm supposed to help you with.
미리 알아 좋을 거 없어.
It's best if you don't know in advance. That's foreboding? What is it with this girl? She always makes things sound so incredibly ominous. It is at this precise moment that I recall the humiliating rituals she put me through previously. A lot of spitting. I stop. I won't go if you don't tell me. I feel a little like a nagging child throwing a hissy fit. Rightfully so. I don't want to be put through another ordeal like that without being adequately prepared. You may spit on me, but only if I know in advance. Hey, wait a minute. I'm taken by complete surprise as Sumi forcibly grabs my arm. She's dragging me behind her. It's unfair. I don't want to resist because I'm still worried about her injuries. My mind is torn back and forth, but my body's steadily moving. Ouch, okay, relax. I'm going, you win. I give up and quietly follow Sumi. The taste of defeat is a bitter one. The bag in my hand is so heavy. I worry about what's inside. What has she got planned this time? Is she going to murder us? Are we carrying our own murder bag? Oh no. This is terrible. Please don't. The lake? I didn't expect us to end up here of all places. Sumi leaves me alone while I'm still surprised and starts looking around. You know what? I'm feeling the foreboding. I don't know why, but I feel like we've just carried our own murder bag. I really feel it.
이리 와봐.
Come here. Sumi, after having looked around for quite a while, calls out to me. Behind her is an old boat. No frickin' way.
뭔 설마?
What's the problem? Sumi gets on the boat and asks me nonchalantly. I want to stand my ground and stay where I am. But her piercing eyes simply won't allow it. She may look like a little girl, but for some reason there's no way to win a stare down against her. Damn it. Screw this. Grunting heavily, I get on the boat. Is she going to make us row to our own murder scene? The only boat I've ever been on in my life was one of those cheesy duck boats on the Han River. It takes me a while to figure everything out, but before long, I'm moving the paddles and start rowing along rather sloppily. This old piece of junk is pretty much impossible to steer and only moves very, very slowly. We really are in Silent Hill, aren't we? Toluca Lake, we're just rowing across.
되게 젊으네.
It looks very natural.
가만 보면 은근 재주 많아.
You appear to have a talent for this. I've got a few years on you. It's only natural I've got some experience, isn't it? Huh. Did that little brat seriously just laugh at me? I'm a little pissed off for the moment, but that feeling's quickly washed away by the realization that Sumi just laughed. Emotions. Actual emotions. Well, looks like she really is full of surprises today. Hopefully one of those surprises is not my grisly murder. Hopefully. I keep rowing and moving the boat forward. There's no real conversation. Every now and then, Sumi instructs me on where to row while she looks down into the water. I have a lot of time to think while mindlessly paddling. My sense of foreboding is rising. I guess what I'm here to help with is rowing. It feels like I'm being used, which isn't great, but it beats being abused. Indeed.
멈춰.
Stop here. I stop the boat.
여기서 기다려.
Wait here. You're not seriously going into the water.
내가 직접 찾아야 돼.
I have to find it myself.
넌 여기 있어.
You stay here. Hey, just wait. It's early winter already. Oh, goodbye. It'll be freezing if you get wet, and I can only watch as Sumi jumps off the boat without a second thought. If she emerges as some terrible monster, I swear to God. I had assumed that a second after jumping in she'd come back up, trembling. Instead, Sumi's a surprisingly good diver and seems to actively be looking for something. The outline of Sumi's silhouette is dimly visible through the lake's surface. Fortunately, I don't think the lake is that deep. I look up and take in the lake and its surrounding scenery. The fog-covered lake lies quiet, and there appears to be a stream of sorts visible in the distance. I guess there's a thin line between this being a lake or an actual river. I wait on the boat alone with my thoughts. I feel like quite a bit of time has passed already. She must have been in there for over a minute by now, right? Why isn't she back yet? I look down into the lake and start to get worried. Sumi's blurry silhouette down in the water isn't moving. Oh shit! I finally start to realize the severity of the situation. I dive headfirst into the lake. Uh-oh. Phew, phew, phew. I see Sumi and manage to grab her, and drag her back up towards the surface. Phew, phew, phew. It's been ages since I last went swimming. Long nights of overworking my cup noodle-fueled body in front of my computer have taken their toll on my cardiovascular system. Truly shocking. Phew. Oh, jeez. Whoa. Ugh. Ugh. I'm so exhausted. I feel like all I want to do is fall down and faint. Bro swam like 5 meters. Come on. I have to keep it together. There's no time for that. I need to cough. One moment. Terribly sorry. I carefully hug Sumi, who's completely passed out. I'm still worried. The foreboding. It won't go away. Hey Sumi, wake up. No answer. Sumi! Damn it! Wake up! I shake Sumi's unconscious body. There's no reaction whatsoever. Uh-oh. This is horrible. She's in danger. Okay, let's see. Artificial ventilation. How did that work again? I lay Sumi's body down. I have hazy memories of my company's crash course and first aid measures. I'm not sure if what I'm doing is right, but I have to try. Phew. Don't die. Please, please, Sumi. I have no clue how much time has passed already. I'm doing whatever I can with every ounce of strength I have left. I can't even tell if I'm drenched in water or sweat anymore. I keep repeating the same process, putting pressure on her chest, closing her nose and blowing air into her mouth. Same. Sumi finally regains consciousness. Sumi keeps coughing up and spitting out water, occasionally stopping to gasp. We both sit there catching our breath without saying anything for quite a while. God damn it! You! What the hell were you thinking?
뭘 했냐니? 무슨 말?
What was I? What do you mean? You almost died. You can't pull stunts like that with your injuries. You could have just asked me. My emotional outburst comes as a surprise, even to myself.
괜찮아. 난 안 죽어.
It's okay. I'm not dead. What? You're actually being serious, are you?
그리고 제대로 구했어.
Also, I found it. What the heck? Sumi shows me the red stuff she's holding in her hand. She's doing so in the most casual manner imaginable, which is highly unnerving considering she spent the last few minutes dead. I would love to just knock it out of her hand in a fit of rage. But no. Considering the circumstances, I'll just play along. Okay, cool. So, what is that?
붉은 소곡장.
What'd you call me? Eriocolon King Crimson. You know what? I'll take your word for it. Of course. And what are you doing with that?
강면투사랑 섞으면 강력한 부적이 돼.
Mixed with the right ingredients, it becomes a powerful talisman.
이제 돌아가자. 할 일이 많아.
Now let's go back. We have a lot to do. Yeah, let's do that. I'm exhausted too. What are you doing?
몸이 안 움직여.
I can't move. Huh? I look at Sumi's legs. They're visibly shaking. Always the same with her. Pretending to be fine when in reality it looks like her legs are about to fall off. Well, take it easy. Rest here a while. I have to get back to the boat. Your things are still on there. Okay. Sumi seems a little panicked, but I have to leave her behind for this. I look out onto the lake. The boat isn't too far away and the lake isn't deep. The one problem there is the temperature. Hoo boy. I really don't want to get back into the water again. But there's no other way. I move around to warm myself up. Then plunge myself back into the icy water. No, thank you. I walk back towards Hope Hill Village while carrying Sumi. At first she had vehemently refused and didn't want to be carried on my back. Now she's comfortably glued to it, seemingly without a care in the world. Oh, is that what we look like? We have glasses. Are you asleep?
아니.
No. Try not to fall asleep. Carrying you like this is hard enough as it is already.
혹시 나 무거워?
Am I heavy? I wonder how I should respond to Sumi's question. Bro, there was only one way to answer that question. Absolutely not. How do I... Alright, so how much do we want to die today? Do we tell her that she's heavy or not? No. No, you're not heavy at all. Let's go with that one.
남자라는 거군.
Obviously, you're a man after all. I want to reply, but can't think of anything. No, this isn't because I'm some sort of Hercules. Sumi's almost too light. So much that I'm concerned for her health. We keep walking in silence for a while. Despite everything, my mind's strangely at peace. Wow, can't even remember the last time I went for a swim.
나도.
Me neither.
너나 나나 물에 빠진 생쥐꼴이네.
We both look like drowned rats, utterly bedraggled. Her eyes are just like dead inside. Now there's an old metaphor. I've never heard anyone actually say that out loud.
나도 처음 봤어.
I have never heard it before either. Uh-oh, an old metaphor. Does that mean she really is? Like, what was the shaman supposed to be again? I don't remember. Oh God, is she gonna choke us? Is she gonna shank us? Are we still carrying like the murder bag, but now the murder bag is her on our backs? This is terrible. I have no idea what to make of Sumi's words. Foreboding keeps rising. What do you mean by that?
몰라. 그냥
I don't know. I just...
이상해. 왠지 그리워.
It's weird. I missed you. That's indeed weird. I wonder if Sumi's just dozing off and talking in her sleep. She's not exactly a good talker, but this is more confusing than anything I've heard so far.
야,
Hey. Yeah?
너 이름이 뭐야?
What's your name? You didn't even know my name all this time?
응.
Yeah. Wow, that's... I can't even. It's Junsung Park.
야, 박준성.
Hey, Junsung Park. You don't have to repeat it like that again.
도와줘서 고마워.
Thank you for helping me. Although a thank you is usually par for the course, this one in particular has me at a genuine loss for words. Sumi stops talking and comfortably stretches out all over my back again. I keep walking down the road in complete silence. It's an old-fashioned expression, but as Sumi put it, we really are bedraggled, drowned rats. Walking through the cold winter air while soaking wet feels highly unpleasant. But I can only imagine how hard it must be on Sumi's fragile small body, which is why I head for the motel without disturbing her any further. She needs rest. After dropping Sumi off at her room, I walk into mine, utterly exhausted. Time for a hot shower. Oh, yes. The hot water makes my freezing, shivering body feel like it's about to melt. While under the shower, I gather my thoughts and think about what happened today. Sumi almost died. She risked her life to find something that can aid her in the exorcism of the evil she's up against. If Sumi is really a regular human, why on earth is she so obsessed with exorcism? Can she really feel the demonic presence in this town? Maybe there's a way to avoid anything bad from happening. I wash myself and return to the room for a change of clothes. With my thoughts in order, I suddenly recall a diary that I hadn't finished reading yet. I grab Gunsuk's diary from my bag. It contains information about a child named Sumi who lived in the 70s. Somewhere in there, I'm sure there's information that'll help me better understand the Sumi of today. Instead of being glad, the thought of it makes me hesitate. Could it be that the Sumi I know isn't human?
도와줘서 고마워.
Thank you for helping me. No way. I shouldn't waste my time on such gloomy thoughts. The 9th day is fast approaching. I have to stay alive no matter what. After a few deep breaths, I flip open the diary. July 26, 1979. It's vacation time. The ugly girl came to my house to play. She said she had always seen the ginkgo tree we have from a distance, and that it looks even bigger up close. She seems to really like the tree, so we sat underneath it together today. We ate watermelon together. It was really good. August 5th. I have been thinking. I feel bad about calling the girl ugly all this time. I always just called her that because everyone else did. So I asked Kwon to help me find a new nickname. I lifted up the ugly girl's bangs and took a close look at her face. Her eyes are so beautiful. I've decided to call her Pretty Girl from now on. Kwon laughed when he heard that, but I don't care. I will call her Pretty from now on. August 7. Today, the pretty girl, me, and 3 others were out catching crayfish by the stream. I slipped and held on to her, so we both fell into the water. Guji pointed at us and said we both looked bedraggled like drowned rats. It was the first time any of us saw the pretty girl laugh. Wow. Can't even remember the last time I went for a swim.
나도.
Me neither.
너나 나나 물에 빠진 생쥐꼴이네.
We both looked like drowned rats, utterly bedraggled. Now there's an old metaphor. I've never heard anyone actually say that out loud.
나도 처음 봤어.
I have never heard it before either. What do you mean by that?
몰라. 그냥
I don't know. I just...
이상해. 왠지 그리워.
It's weird. I missed you. Like a drowned rat. I think of Sumi's words. I couldn't make sense of it back then. Could this peculiar choice of words simply be a coincidence? I stare at the diary for a while, unable to turn the page. Then I continue reading. August 9. Today, I decided to go to the pretty girl's house. Kwon said he was too scared to go. I didn't want to go alone, so I forced him. At first, she hated the idea of us coming to her house. My dad was against it as well, but I wanted to visit her anyway. It turned out she was really happy when we came. It was my first time seeing a shaman house. It was amazing. Kwon, her and me played and were having fun, and then the pretty girl's dad came. I was really scared at first when I saw him. He greeted Kwon and me, but then he took the pretty girl away into her room and told her she needed to practice. She apologized to us both. Is she trying to follow her dad's footsteps and become a shaman? We returned earlier than expected. I wanted to spend more time with the pretty girl. I was really sad. August 11th. Today, I saw the pretty girl while I was walking down the street. She was out by the stream all alone, so I wanted to surprise her. But she didn't even flinch. I sat next to her and she said she was sorry about the other day. She said she would have wanted to play with me too. I asked her if she wanted to become a shaman as well. She said no, because if she did become one, she couldn't go to school anymore, which means she might not be able to meet me anymore. I thought to myself that if she didn't want to be one, she wouldn't have to be. But I can understand her being afraid to say no to her scary dad. That's why we made a promise. Even if the pretty girl becomes a shaman one day, we will always be together. And Quan too, of course. The diary ends here. It doesn't seem like there are any significant clues in there. Is there really nothing that can provide me some new information? No way. Maybe there's something that I overlooked. I take another look at the first page. July 26th. It's vacation time. The ugly girl came to my house to play. She said she had always seen the ginkgo tree we have at a distance and that it looks even bigger up close. She seems to really like the tree, so we sat underneath it together today. We ate watermelon together. It was really good. Just a list of regular diary entries. I can't see how any of this could help me. Wait, hold on a sec. I take another look. She said she had always seen the ginkgo tree we have at a distance and that it looks even bigger up close. A very big ginkgo tree. A place fitting that description would definitely stand out. If I find out where it is, maybe it'll lead me to new information about Sumi. It's worth a shot. I take another look. No, I don't think the rest of what's in there is of any use. Well, guess that's that. I close the diary. I try to sort my thoughts and get everything in order. My mind's all over the place. I think piecing all of this together will take some time. I stand up. Anyway, one thing after another. Time to think about what to do next. Phew, okay, that was a bit of a longer episode. But we got a lot of lore. Alright guys, what are we thinking about Sumi? Is she going to murder us? This is a very important question because so far, I'm kind of leaning towards her because it feels like everyone else is going to murder us as well. But maybe she'll murder us the least. I don't know. Either way, she doesn't seem evil. Like, I don't know what's going on, if she's still the same person, if she's like a reincarnation, if we're maybe both reincarnations. Like maybe the main guy is like the reincarnation of Gunsuk, who was nice to the pretty girl, the shaman, who is now also reborn in this body. I don't know. I'm just tossing things out there. I have no idea. Let me know what you think in the comments. Come back next week. Let's find out what is going on. I am deeply intrigued by what's happening in this story. I'll see you guys then. See ya.